Today we are going to create a fun, sweet little birdie, and we are going to include shapes and letters and patterns, and you're going to get to work on your coloring skills and on your painting skills. So let's get started. We are going to start by drawing a fun and simple, sweet little birdie on our paper. Look how big I drew my bird. It takes up most of my paper. So today, remember to draw big. You're going to get a black crayon. And Miss Fortuneberry accidentally broke her crayon, but it works just the same, so we're working with it. So I'm going to start drawing my birdie by drawing a big letter U, or a curved line in the middle of my paper. Looks kind of like a big smile or an upside down rainbow. So draw a big U in the middle of your paper. And then I'm going to draw the head. It can be the shape of a circle or an oval, like the letter O. So we have a big U. We have a circle or an oval for the head, and now we need to draw a line across the top of the U to close it off. Now I'm going to draw a letter V laying on its side, or a triangle. That's our birdie's beak. After you do that, draw a little line in the middle. There's its mouth. Now we need an eye for our birdie. It can be open or it can be closed. You decide. I'm going to give it a sweet closed eye. It's smiling, maybe even some eyelashes. How sweet. He's looking like a bird already. And I think we need some tail feathers on the end of our birdie. So I'm going to go swoop. And I have a tail feather. How many is your birdie going to have? My birdie is going to have 3 tail feathers. If you want little feathers on top of the head, you could add those too, but that's up to you. So I'm going to add some little feathers on top of my birdie's head. How cute is that? Now, our birdie can't fly anywhere because it doesn't have wings yet. So let's add some wings. I'm going to draw a letter U inside my big letter U. There's my wing. And he can't walk without his feet. So I'm going to draw the feet. 1, 2, there's the legs. And then 3 little lines for the feet. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3, and I have a cute little bird. Good job, everybody. Now, we're gonna put some fun lines on our birdie. I am going to draw a pattern. So using my knowledge of lines and shapes, let's create a pattern. I'm gonna choose some darker colored crayons because we're gonna paint over our birdie and we want our lines to show up. So I'm going to think about the lines that I know, and I'm going to create a pattern. I love zigzag lines, so I'm using my purple, and I'm going to press down nice and hard and create a nice zigzag line. Look how pretty that is. I love zigzag lines. So I have a zigzag line. Now I need to think of something else to go under it. So I'm going to use a blue, and I'm gonna create circles underneath. Circle, and it's running into the wing, so I'm gonna pretend like it's behind my wing. Circle, circle. So I have purple zigzag, blue circle. What should be next? I'm creating a pattern. So purple zigzag, and I'm pressing hard. I'm not pressing really light, because if I draw light like this, you can barely see it, and when I paint my birdie, it's gonna disappear. So I'm going over it and making it nice and dark. What's next? That's right, blue circle. So we have my blue circle, and then I'm gonna do my purple zigzags. So create a fun little pattern on your birdie. Reminds me of an Easter egg. I think I can put some circles up here too. How cute is that? Now I can color in some of the other parts of my birdie, or I can add patterns. I'm gonna add diagonal lines, 2 diagonal lines, and then a broken purple line. And then I'm gonna add 2 diagonal blue and a broken purple line. I can add one here too. I have a pattern on my wing. I think for my beak, I just wanna color that in. That would be a little hard to paint because it's small. So I'm gonna color my beak in with my orange. Look how pretty. I'm staying in the lines. And then these are really tiny, so I might just color those in with my yellow. Why not? Staying in my lines. And then I'm gonna add some lines. I'm gonna keep it simple on that one, so I'm gonna do lines or stripes on that one. And I'm gonna do, I think I'll do a swirl. Swirl, swirl. And then I'll go back to my pattern. Lines, 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 lines. All right. I'm not gonna put anything on my birdie's face. I'm just gonna paint it solid because it's my choice. But if you wanna put patterns on the face, you can. Okay, so my birdie is decorated. I did not color in the body of my birdie. I put line patterns and shape patterns on it. Now I'm going to think about what do I want in the behind my birdie. This is our background. I'm going to draw some grass using line. So my grass would be green, and I'm gonna draw some zigzag lines at the bottom. And this will be my grass. Later on, I can paint green on top of it to fill in all these white spots. So I'm just gonna draw a bunch of zigzag, zigzag, zigzag. You might have a different way you wanna do your grass. Show me what you can do on your paper to make your beautiful art. And now you decide, do you want anything else with your little birdie? I think I want to draw some flowers, so I will draw flowers. Do you want to draw flowers? How are you going to create your art? So I'm going to draw me some pretty stems and leaves, and then I'm going to draw a circle with some petals to make my pretty flower. If you have extra room and you want to draw a sun or clouds, you could do that too. Make this your art. When you color, you want to color nice and solid and stay in the lines. And now we are ready to paint. So I am going to paint my bird with warm colors. Yellow, orange, or red is a warm color. Pink is also a warm color. This one's kind of like a purple, but it's got a lot of red in it, so I'll put it with my warm colors today. So these are my temper cakes, but they're really dry, so you have to add water. So I'm gonna dip my paintbrush in my water, and then you're going to swirl on top to get the paint on there. So get it nice and wet. Your temper cakes may already be wet when you get them. And then you're going to carefully stay in the lines of your birdie. We are only painting our birdie. Look how slow I'm painting so that it turns out pretty. So I'm carefully painting, staying in the lines. If you accidentally get out, that's okay. Now I have orange on my paintbrush, so I want to paint whatever I want orange. I want to paint orange. That way I don't get my colors all muddy and mixed up. I'll paint the wing, and maybe I'll paint this little feather. Okay, you can use one color or you can switch. If you want to switch colors, I have orange on it, should I just dip it in the yellow or the purple or the red? No, you need to wash your paintbrush. Get it clean, and then you can dip it in your next color. I'm gonna use yellow today, so I'm swirling it on top. Swirl, swirl, swirl. And then I'm going to paint the rest of my birdie. Now, I'm holding my paintbrush just like I hold my pencil. I'm not holding it like this, and I'm not holding it at the top, just like a pencil. And I'm going slow and controlled, going around and spreading out my paint. And now my birdie is all painted. Now I'm gonna put my warm colors away and get my cool colors. What are cool colors? We have blue and green today. So I have my cool colors. Purple can be a cool color too, but we don't need that. So I'm going to paint my sky blue and my grass green. It doesn't matter which one you start with. Wet my brush, swirl it on top, and I'm gonna paint right over my grass. And I wanna get all the way to the edge of my paper. That's why I have a messy mat. When you run out of paint, get some more. Do you notice how I'm not pressing really hard? I want my bristles, the little hairs on my brush, to stay nice and pretty. So don't smash your bristles. Be nice to them and keep them nice and pretty. Okay, my grass is painted, so what do I do with my paintbrush? I clean it in the clean water. Get it nice and clean, and then swirl it, swirl it, swirl it in the blue paint. Now I'm going to paint my sky. Going carefully around my birdie. Try not to get it on your birdie, but if you do, that's okay. So I'm gonna go around my birdie, very careful. And it went over my flower. That's okay because I colored it really good so you can still see it. So I keep wetting my brush, making sure I get nice wet paint on it. And now my colorful pattern bird is all done. She is ready for the summer or springtime. Thanks for creating with me.